Absolute Green Arrow has officially come out, and apparently it's been selling out all over the place. So let's talk about it. Everybody has been going crazy for these Absolute books, which is fantastic. I love to hear it. I love to see DC on top. Not that I like to see Marvel not on top. You know, I love both, but there's something about DC that I feel like they haven't had as much success, especially maybe it's just the movies that DC hasn't had a lot of success with. But the comics for years, I feel like DC's been crushing it, and ever since Absolute has been blowing up, it's just gotten crazier. And so this week I have 5 comics I think came out, and I'd say it was a pretty good week for comics. I really enjoyed everything I pulled. Absolute Green Arrow is it's the big one of the week, right? And I know everyone's going to be talking about it. And yeah, let's jump right in. So, Absolute Green Arrow #1 is written by Pornsak Pachetchot. I don't know how to say that name. I'm sorry, but it is drawn by Raphael Albuquerque, and the book looks great. The colors are great. It's a really good looking book. It's very interesting, this book, because so as we know, in Absolute Evil, Oliver Queen was killed by Hawkman, and I know that was kind of crazy. Everyone was flipping out about it. And this series, now the big idea is that there is a new Green Arrow who is stalking the streets and killing people, and we don't know who the identity of this Green Arrow is, which I think is a really interesting way to take this. So the ride-along character for this, or the main protagonist of this, is Dinah Lance, Black Canary, who in this was a former police officer and MMA fighter turned bodyguard. And she is, she's great. I love Black Canary in every universe. But here she has a sick father, and they mention some kind of mysterious past with her mother, which is interesting because Black Canary and her mother are always their relationship is always some kind of convoluted. Sometimes her mother is the first Black Canary, sometimes not, depending on which origin or crisis has recently happened. But yeah, so I think having Black Canary, or Dinah, she doesn't go by Black Canary yet, having her be the main protagonist of the series is a great idea. And we get a bunch of little cameos or little sneak peeks of who is going to show up. I mean, we see Malcolm Merlyn. He shows up in this, which is great. And Dinah looks like she is going to be working for Hector Hammond, who is typically a Green Lantern villain, but he's been in the Absolute universe. So she's working alongside Hammond and Merlyn in this, and gets involved in all their shenanigans. We get some flashbacks to when Ollie and Dinah used to date. And back then, Oliver was roommates and business partners with this guy named Jabal Slade, who is murdered in the beginning of this. And we find out later that he is involved in sex trafficking. And I can already see that because of certain things in this, there are going to be a group of people who are going to call this woke or whatever, because it does touch on a lot of sensitive issues in today's world. And I know some people are, people are going to call it woke without even realizing that Green Arrow is probably one of the most socially conscious superheroes ever. I mean, he's a billionaire, but he has always kind of stuck out for the little guy, the people that society tramples on the most. And I think that's what makes Green Arrow such an interesting character, that I know some people are they're not going to even know about that because they never read Green Arrow in their life, and they're just going to hate on this because it's, because of what it says about modern society and billionaires and sex trafficking and all that stuff that I'm not gonna touch up on it. But I thought this was a really great first issue, and I'm really intrigued to see where it's gonna go. We get little slivers of like Roy Harper and Mia, who was Girl Speedy in the comics, and some other characters that I'm just excited to see where this goes, and I think a lot of people are definitely going to keep up with this. I mean, of course, people are going to keep up, keep pulling it. It's an Absolute book. Even if it was garbage, people would probably still read it because everyone's going crazy over every single Absolute book. And speaking of an absolute book, I mean, we have not only Absolute Green Arrow this week, but Absolute Flash came out, and I have been enjoying Absolute Flash. It's not my favorite of the series, but it's fun. I like seeing. I love the Flash, so I like seeing new interpretations of him, and having Wally be the main Flash is really fun. But you also get Barry, and you get everything is always jumbled up and twisted and weird in all these absolute books. But this issue particularly, previously Linda and Wally were met by Samuel Scudder, who is Mirror Master. And in this issue, Wally leaves Linda to go find Star Labs and learn about what Barry and a couple other characters were up to. And here we get to see Absolute the Atom, Ray Palmer, and Silas Stone, who is the father of Cyborg. They appear in this, and it's awesome to see them. And we also see the Black Flash, which is really interesting. And Black Flash's design kind of remind me of Wildmutt from Ben 10. I don't know. Like just a black wild mutt, which I thought was kind of fun. But yeah, a lot of really fun stuff in this. I love the way they depict the speed and the panel layouts for when when Wally's running. We also see Wally meets a future version of himself in perhaps a dream or something. And then we have the Rogues, who they've been around since like the first couple issues of Absolute Flash, and now it looks like they have a new target, which is no longer Wally, but now it's Grodd, which is it's fun. So I really can't complain about Absolute Flash. I mean, it's fun every time it comes out. It's not. I don't think it's winning any awards. I don't think it's anybody. I haven't heard anyone say it's their favorite Absolute. But it's been a fun time, and I am excited to see where they're going to go with it. And then I have one Marvel book this week, and that is Punisher #4 by Ben Percy. I gotta say, I really like Ben Percy. I like what he did with Wolverine. I even like his X-Force. I know some people are divided on his X-Force work. I really liked his Ghost Rider, but I don't know. This one just isn't catching me. I like it, but it's not doing it for me. We pick up, in issue 1 we picked up with Frank, and he's having like these headaches, these migraines, and just a whole bunch of shit's going on in Frank's life, and the return of Jigsaw. So it's like a big return for Jigsaw and the Punisher, which is really cool, and you have characters like Tombstone, but it's just not, I don't know, it's not doing it. I can't put my finger on it, but I feel like Jigsaw's plan is kind of weak, and I don't know. Maybe the next issue is going to be different because it finally looks like Jigsaw and Punisher are going to have a confrontation, which is great. But I don't know. I might drop it after issue 6. I always kind of when I'm not enjoying a series, I always kind of give it 6 issues, because 6 issues is typically an arc, right? Every 6 or so issues is typically an arc. So if you're not liking where it is, just wait out until the arc is finished to really, form some judgment on it, or not form judgment, because I'm judging it right now and I'm not really enjoying it as much as I thought I would, but form conclusions about if you want to move forward or not. But yeah, we really got to see. I don't know. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Punisher. I don't think it's bad, but it's not great either, at least not yet. Okay, and then we have 2 independent series that came out that I was pretty excited for. I was really excited for one, and the other one I thought just looked interesting. So I'm going to talk about Of the Earth by Chris Condon. This was a good first issue. I feel like I have a lot of questions, and there wasn't really a lot in this. It was mostly the story of, we meet this girl, and I think her name was Tabby, and she's kind of on a road trip to go visit her grandmother who raised her, and I guess they maybe had kind of a bad relationship in the past. I'm not sure, but they kind of lean on that a little bit. And she gets pulled over by a cop, and a coyote or a fox or something gets run over, and she feels really bad. and then she gets to her grandma's house and finds something that you do not want to find. So and that's like everything that kind of happens in this. It's not a lot. But I am intrigued to see where it's going, and I like Chris Condon as a writer, and I know he's definitely gonna. I mean, That Texas Blood is great. What he did on Green Arrow was great. So I am looking forward to what he has in store. It's just there wasn't much to this, but I will say there was like a forward or a what was it called? It was the the Tales of Wildcatter Myth or something. It does provide some context, so definitely read that before you jump into the actual story. But yeah, I mean, issue 1, it was fine, and I'm definitely gonna keep reading because I am intrigued. But I will say this next book that I read, Odin #1, I thought was really great, really not what I expected, I guess. But it is written by James Tynion and Margaret Bennett, and it was great. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed it. It is very mature, a little explicit, not only in the violence but with language and some subject matter. But it follows Adela Weber, who is a journalist who is going undercover and infiltrating this group of white supremacists who are going to go on like a retreat or a journey to summon a god. And it is a Nordic god, Odin, right? I mean, that's the name of the book. And where it goes from there is really unexpected. And I thought the art was really good. I thought the art was interesting because it's not insane. It's very simple, but the violence that you do get in this is very poignant, and it hits. So I really enjoyed what this did. I'm really excited to see where this goes. And anytime James Tynion's name is attached to anything, I just pick it up because I know it's gonna be great. But yeah, I really enjoyed both of these independent series. I enjoyed pretty much everything I read this week. I mean, Punisher was like the one outlier here, but it wasn't bad by any means. But yeah, let me know what you guys read this week. But as for things that are coming out next week, I think we have a pretty good week. Next week we got a bunch of stuff. I mean, we got Absolute Wonder Woman, which has been fantastic. I would even say Absolute Wonder Woman might be my favorite Absolute series. It's up to between them and Wonder Woman and Batman. But Absolute Wonder Woman's been great. Infernal Hulk #7, I believe, also been great. I love Philip Kennedy Johnson. I love what he did on Hulk, and Infernal Hulk has also been great. I think X-Men #30, Superman. The next issue of Superman, I can't remember what issue number it is. Justice League Unlimited #19, I believe, and just a whole bunch of other things. But that's what I'm going to be reading. Oh, and Red Roots #2, which is another indie book. That one was great. I really enjoyed Red Roots #1. So I can't wait to see where that's going to go. And as for things that just happened this week, I mean, we got a brand new Lanterns trailer, which I thought was good. We finally get to see some green and some constructs and maybe learn a little bit more about the story. I guess there's, like in True Detective, there's 2 different timelines. There's like a present day and like 10 years ago, which I think is really interesting. But yeah, people are hating on Lanterns because the suit looks bad, or we haven't seen enough, or why is it on Earth, or and I mean, these are little teaser trailers. These are 2-minute clips, right? Not even 2-minute clips, but 2 minutes of random clips from this 8-hour long series. So, judging it so far is like, I never understand it, but people always do it. The first look that they get of anything, if they don't like it, they hate it forever, and if they do like it, then it's the best thing ever. But I'm excited. I think it's gonna be good. I am excited to see what the I don't know. I mean, obviously there has to be outer space stuff. There's going to be Sinestro. There's probably going to be other aliens or other lanterns maybe. I mean, Atrocitus, people are speculating he's going to be in it, or other Red Lanterns or whatever. I'm excited to see other lanterns, and I'm excited to see the relationship with Hal and John, and maybe is Hal Parallax? Is he going to become Parallax, or is he already Parallax? Or is Hal going to die? Or is, I don't know. I don't think they should kill Hal yet. I mean, maybe down the road, but like, I would like to see Hal Jordan meet like Superman, And I know with Man of Tomorrow, people are saying, or it might be confirmed actually, that Aaron Pierre's Jon Stewart is going to appear in Man of Tomorrow. Maybe Hal Jordan will as well. I don't know. Man of Tomorrow. I want to talk about Man of Tomorrow for a minute because they have Brainiac, and they've said, like, I think the actor playing Brainiac, what's his name? It's Lars. But the only Lars I know is the one from Metallica, but I can't remember his name. But he looks like he'll be a good Brainiac. But he's described Brainiac as being like Satan, which I think is crazy. I think that's a really, because Brainiac is evil, depending on what origin, whether he's the Kryptonian, computer system or whatever from the animated series, or he's like just a weird collector of civilizations. I think either version of Brainiac you do has the potential to be one of the most vile, horrible villains that we've ever seen on screen. And now the idea that it's not just going to be Superman and Lex and Supergirl teaming up to fight Brainiac, but there's also maybe Maxima and Jon Stewart, and people are even saying Wonder Woman, and now Matthew Lillard has been cast, and other people have been cast, and people are like, oh, is Matthew Lillard going to be like Plastic Man, or is he King Faraday, or is Martian Manhunter going to be in it, or, this seems like they're doing Panic in the Sky almost, which was a big, not a big, but like a silly 90s book, Superman, Brainiac, and characters like, I believe Maxima was in it. I think Deathstroke was in it. It was a crazy book back then. I remember I picked it up from like Ollie's for like $3.99, and I read it and I was like, what is going on? And I mean, Brainiac, in that he had like the goatee, and he was, what was Milton Fine? I might be making that up. I don't know. But he was like there's so many versions of Brainiac, and I'm really excited to see which version they're going to do. I imagine it's going to be more like the Jeff Johns Superman Brainiac version of the character, which I think is the most widely accepted or loved. But we might get different versions. I think Brainiac is a cool character that you could do something kind of multiversal, where there is like a hive mind type, or almost like a council of reeds from Fantastic Four, where they're all like a collective of Brainiacs, which would be really great to see in a movie. But yeah, I'm really excited for Man of Tomorrow, and Lanterns, and Supergirl is just around the corner. Lobo, it's a great time to be a DC fan, even though people are constantly just ragging on it, But yeah, I mean, besides that, I don't know what's been going on with Marvel. I mean, we have Spider-Man Brand New Day. I still have no idea what's going on there. I feel like the trailers, there's so much going on that I can't even pinpoint what is the plot. But I'm excited for I'm always excited because I love these characters, and I don't understand when alleged fans, are like, oh, Lanterns, it's gonna suck. It's like, but you don't know that. You should be, if you like Green Lantern at all, you should be excited regardless, just to see Green Lanterns on the screen again. We haven't seen them in forever, And even if they're doing it in a way that you're not particularly fond of, just be happy that they're getting some sort of recognition. After the Ryan Reynolds movie, we haven't seen Green Lanterns in forever. So them getting like their own big project that apparently I think was confirmed is going to get a season 2. just be excited. If you're a fan of any of these characters or comics or anything, just be excited, you know? Like I hear, you always hear comics are getting greenlit for TV shows, like Something's Killing the Children I've heard they've been making a show, like an animated show for that for like 20 years now. Not 20 years, like 5 years. But, and with success of Invincible and The Boys wrapped up, which I know some people either like it, some people hate it. But just to get characters, not only in movies, but a TV show, which I feel like a lot of these comic characters should have TV shows because they have so much lore and a huge mythos and stories that you can't possibly tell in 2 hours. So be excited that we're getting 8 hours of Green Lantern, and you've only seen like 4 minutes of it in random points of the show, But yeah, so I think that's all I'm going to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think about Lanterns, what you guys are reading. I'm always interested to see what people are enjoying. But yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. I love doing this. So that's kind of all. That's all I got. But Lanterns is coming out in August, I think, and I can't wait. I really can't. I just want a good Green Lantern project, to be totally honest. I want all these things to succeed. So, only time will tell, I guess.